Welcome to the Out There channel, live stream 109. We had a few problems last stream, and I had to re-upload it after some editing. Some private information slipped in when I was logging in, so I had to get rid of that in case I got doxed. And I'll just do the intro and cue the music, and hopefully this will go normal. Hopefully it's picking up my voice. I think it is. I think I can see blinking happening. So I'll just kick that off. What's the volume? Is that right? Can't hear. Oh yeah. Is that rotating? Oh yeah. We're fully operational. So yes, good to be back, and I think the volume and everything's working, so we'll just do a check in a minute. And we've got John and Silver joining us on the Discord. We're not using video, but we're using voice chat mode. Uses less bandwidth, and we can have more people on simultaneously. So I'll just unmute them now. So you guys should be able to hear me and talk. Are you there?
Are we unmuted?
Yes, you are. Okay. I just need to do some checks, obviously. Just see if I got that right there. I think it's paused. I'll just keep a check on that. Now, so you use up some more CPU. So, yeah, better type of welcome message, shouldn't I? So we do that now. Stats seem to be going a bit crazy. It says 2 on and then 0 watching. Welcome to the there. Oops. It's quite cool today, so I haven't got extra fans on, so I just wonder if that's a good thing or a bad thing not to do. Because as you know, this one can just switch off, you know, it doesn't give you any warning, it just turns off. My keys are getting worse, I think. Looks like the E key and the R key is giving me problems now. 109. There we go. You can post a hi down the side chat if you want, if you've got YouTube open. So we need to, I'll just do a voice check anyway. Because we've got no side chatters to say thumbs up. So we need some non-Discord users just to check probably. So how is everybody today?
Outstanding.
Outstanding. So how is everybody today? There we go.
Outstanding.
Outstanding. So how is everybody today? Oh, we're getting triple echoes there after some editing. Yeah, so it's look like it's working, eh? So that sort of works. It's good to do that, I think. So let's find out why the counter's going crazy here. Still say 0. That's kind of weird. It did load, didn't it? Yep. It must be the site I'm using is slow updating. So this one here I did on the Utah drone footage. Someone has spotted a mistake in my calculations because we tried to get hold of all the correct values for the camera used. And he reckons the sensor size that I inputted 23.5 wasn't the correct one, but let's see, I'll just open it up in a new tab, that one. I'll leave that there. This one's given problems to lots of people. They just can't accept it's a bird flying past the drone. So how many times we have to revisit, I don't know, but I have made a correction to the information in a comment, but I will broadcast it here too. So it turns out, who we got on the side here? John. That's a big comment from John. Down here, John's sick of this case, by the way. So I've said here, one of my values for lens might be wrong, 23.5, but we didn't find the camera actually used on the Inspire 1 drone, nor if they changed the lens. It can have a 3x to an X9 camera on it and other variants, different models they can put on it. This value can change to 500 meters away, but also my 4 pixels might be 10 pixels because we didn't actually pull down the original footage and sort of try and count up the number of pixels. So there were some assumptions made to give a wide range that we did in live streams, but on this one I pinned it down to a certain value rather than showing a range of values. So even the bird size could be smaller. What was the other factors? Pixel size, bird size, and the lens. All those factors were sort of not 100% known. So we had to sort of estimate. But still 500 meters away for the maximum one. To me, is still within the ballpark. Oh yeah, the other one was we weren't sure if it was exactly 1 second, whether it was 1.1 second, because I didn't rip all the frames and count up all the number of frames and then convert it back into seconds. I just assumed that all the experts out there said it was 1 second, so we went with 1 second plus or minus half a second to take care of that. So if it's 1.5 seconds, then 500 meters is still very possible. So yeah, as long as it's 500 meters to 150 meters, it still could be a bird. And I think I found a site. Let's see. Well, I posted 2 links here, which we watched before in the live stream previously, where if the Peregrine Falcon near misses on 2 drone cameras, and you can see it's really much identical, except for they got higher frame rates to capture it, so it looks, instead of it being a blur, you can actually see it's a bird. Which, like I said here, somewhere, they could have set the camera up and lens up with poor settings on purpose to capture a bird to make it look like a blur, to fake it for publicity as well, because they're a film company, weren't they? You can never rule out,
Yes.
and I said you can never rule out CGI in any video, but seems more work when there's plenty of other drones showing bugs and birds making insane blurs. So yeah, they may have purposely gone up there, tried to bait a Falcon to try and attack it, and once they got the footage, they were off and claimed it to be a UFO. See, we've got a few disgruntled commenters here that don't believe it's a bird. Peter Stanbury is one. He's doing all these camera calculations, but he doesn't include the lens, the focal length of the lens, which is the key one, which is when you can see how far away the bird is, because he films birds, he says, and you can see him from 1,000 feet away, clear as day. So he's posted a video down here, which I never looked at, somewhere. And then we got someone saying here, MUFON has been wrong on multiple accounts, although I haven't seen Mark D'Antonio being wrong completely. So, yeah, don't bother, mate. Debunkers are as bad as true believers. Well, we got to debunk stuff. We got to. Oh, what's that? What happened there? Oh, right. Looks like I must have clicked it. It was playing in the background, was it? Because I didn't put any sound on that one. Okay. Oh, that caught me up there. So, yeah, all I can say is either you accept it and move on, or you don't. It's the only two options. But clearly, I don't think it's going to be a UFO. That's the one we can rule out completely. You can say it's been faked, or it's actually a bird, but or some other object, which is kind of flexy, because we can see in the slow motion that it was flexing up and down as it was turning, which drones don't do, far as I know, unless there's a flexible one like that, which there could be. There could be a flexible wing drone that does that. So yeah. What else? He did actually post some links, but I'm not too sure where he posted it now. But here he's hanging things on a fence. He was saying here. Where is it? So we sort of have a back and forth argument. See, it goes on a bit. His one. Now he's talking about his Nikon L31. But he did post a video link, so I'm not sure if we can play it publicly or not to see what he was filming. But I did actually find a link for the camera settings. Now, where did it go? Oh, it's here somewhere. Maybe under this one. Because he said, where did I get the settings from? Where is it? Maybe here. There it is. Let's have a look. Did I post it there? I think I must have. No, maybe it's not in that one. I'm talking about security there for some reason. Of course, I don't know if some comments are being ghosted again, because I can't see it. As you know, Metabug did one too here. I'll just open that up meantime. On another drone footage, which Secure Team put up. This one here, you might be able to recall it. Two streaks that approach the drone camera. Here we go, down here, still frame here. I'll zoom in. So that's what this drone, very similar to what we saw, except for they're further away and passing in front rather than sideways. And you can see it forms the same white streaks. So I don't think we can see the wings in these ones, but they think it might have been 3 birds there. And they say it comes from the shoreline here on the trees, which makes sense where birds come from. And as you can see, it's similar to the Peregrine one. We see, I don't know how many pixels it is, maybe 2 pixel blobs, maybe, or 3 pixel blobs. So it looks like it's coming from the tree line here, where birds come from. And all sorts of debunkers giving their opinion. So they've done a merge frame by frame, so you can see the flight path. And you can
nice.
So you can see between frames. So obviously the moving quite fast there. So this guy reckons it's birds there, by the looks of it. What kind of birds? People moving away. Right. So they didn't see the UFO, and they're on the shoreline there. There's the streaks again. Closer up. Can't see much detail on those, can you? It's just too far away from the camera. These guys are doing lots of different calculations. Yeah, look, he even posted a comment I made. I said it was birds today. I think it's 2 small white birds. Actually, it looks like 3. 100 feet below the rolling shutter. So he posted my comment. So he thought that was a good comment, and I gave him some ideas. Ah, there we go. They think it might be these suckers. What are they, pelicans?
Falcons, yes.
Yeah. And they got their heads tucked in there. And of course, they're white from the top, aren't they? So. And they're doing all sorts of calculations and motions. This is extreme debunkers, by the way.
God bless them. That's great. The more the merrier, man.
Tracking individual birds and how fast one's flying compared to the other one. So they can work out the speed, I guess. Let's see, constant speed. Slowing down because of air friction. Isn't that what a projectile is supposed to do? So what are they saying? So it doesn't mean they're right, of course. So I think that was it. I think that's all they got to. Seems that everyone was conclusive that was just pelicans flying past. But yeah, that was one of them. So I told him to have a look at that one because he keeps coming back to me. And those 2 videos that we looked at last time. But I'm trying to find that other one where he says my calculation is wrong. Where is it? I don't know. Is that the one? No. What's Google done on my comment? Had this problem last time, didn't we? Where did he say? I was pretty sure I posted under another comment. Let's see, it must be here somewhere. 5? Might be under here. Where do you get the camera focal length? Oh, here we go. This is the one. Yes, I might have misread it. Is front bit width or height? So I don't really know. We were guessing that. I suppose it's width times height. So yeah, I got the wrong figure. So this one here, I found all the different cameras you can have on this drone. And there's all the different cameras and all the different options. So there's Sen Moose times 7 times 5S times 4S times 5S times 5 times 4S times 5S. What's the difference between the other ones? So it was up the top there then. Oh, 5R times 7, and I think there's a times 9 too, but they haven't got it on this page. So yeah, if you read down here, general information, let's see. We're trying to find the sensor size, a camera, here we go. And here it tells us the sensor size is 23.5, which is where I got it from. But maybe the front bit's width times height, and it should have been 15.7. So there's not that much difference if that's the camera they used, and it has similar specs here. You can sort of go bug-eyed looking at all these specs, but I think it does 1080p here somewhere. It also does higher recordings. Let's see. It does 4K, does it? No, 2160p. Oh, here we go. 2K, which I think was similar to theirs, on 60 frames a second, or 59.94. Kind of remember that was one of the settings, 59.4. So I don't think it matters too much. This is what I'm saying. I think we're just looking for a ballpark. There's a few assumptions made. Of course, I'm going to be slightly wrong here and there, you know, but it's still other factors that we look at, and that's the motion of what the object's doing and how it's banking. And because some people are saying that because it banks doesn't mean it's not a UFO still. They reckon UFOs bank, but how many UFOs have you seen bank in videos that's been proven to be unknown objects? Can you think of any?
Well, the passes up or not.
Well, if you look at the one we can sort of trust, or let's say we can assume we can trust it, is To the Stars one, the Nimitz footage. Now we see what looks like it turns, but it doesn't actually turn. That's the camera itself and the camera pod on the plane that's turning. And they said what happens is the UFO accelerates left at an impossible speed that the plane can't turn to keep up with it. Is what they said by the pilot. Anyway, the pilot's testimony. And then he said it simply zoomed off faster and faster and blinked out. They couldn't see it anymore. But they also said it went from sea level hovering and shot vertically up in a blink of an eye to 20,000 feet because they had it on radar. So again, that shows that not all UFOs are radar blind because they could see it and also detect it on their equipment. So yeah, I'll post that link there to the camera details anyway. So if anything, if we get hold of the camera settings and it doesn't match the speed of what a bird of the Peregrine can do, or another bird, because it doesn't have to be a falcon. It just looks like a falcon to me. It could be some other bird that can fly faster than a falcon at even flight. But was there any faster birds than the falcon? I think the falcon was.
The Peregrines are the fastest planet.
I thought they were the fastest. I think we did a search for it, and they were the fastest. Yeah. But are they? But are they the fastest ones that can glide? I don't know. But gang, we're only talking about 1 second here. Hey, we got Renee joining us. How's it going?
Hey, Renee.
Yeah, that's right. I haven't mentioned that yet. The Skin Man, he joined live a couple of nights ago, I think it was. Was it the last one? I can't remember now. I think it was a couple ago, and he's died, apparently. So rest in peace, Mr. Skin Man. I didn't really know him, but Vern said he was a friend and is a bit upset about it. So Vern's got a live going at the moment, talking about him or honor him, doing a tribute, I guess. But I told him that I had a live planned for tonight, so I couldn't drop in and say hello. So this is the Utah camera variants specs. Of course, there are also some other cameras you can put on that. It doesn't have to be the Sunos. I think you can put Fuji and some other ones on it as well. So who knows? If people want to keep on with it and keep bashing it out, they can go ahead. But I think the Paragon was the fastest bird.
Yes.
Let's see. Let's type in fastest bird gliding. See what comes up. So birds of prey. There you go. Gliding. Birds soaring. Let's see what else we got. What bird can glide the longest? They have the longest wingspan of any bird, reaching up to 3.5 meters. What one's that one? Albatross. What speed do they go up though? It doesn't say the speed they fly at. So they can travel 10,000 miles, can they? Wow. Well, we get birds from Australia here, and they fly right across the sea. I don't know how they do it.
I know, is that amazing?
It is. Especially they've got to fly above the cloud layers, else they'll get stuck with the storms. But how they do that without getting hungry or tired? They got nowhere to land unless they find a boat that's out to sea somewhere and land on it for a rest. But yeah, I don't think there's any islands from Tasman to New Zealand. So yeah, it's just amazing how they do it. List of soaring birds.
Probably dropping on. Maybe in mid.
Oh, you cut out then. Dropping on where?
Stop.
Still didn't hear you there. Falcons, Harriers, Osprey, cranes. So all these birds glide. So there you go. It says Falcons glide. So I think we'll probably spend enough on birds and drone cameras anyway. I'll just glop out there. I think here he gave us a link to his video. Let's have a look. Do we have a play of it and have a watch? Why not? Let's have a look at his channel. Gives him a plug. Oh, I'll just mute it. Okay, that's muted. So he's saying he's filming birds in the sky up to 1,000 feet. So can we see birds? Here we go. Well, lots of nice crisp image of the tree. Right, we can see a black dot over here on the edge. Or is it on my screen? Hang on, it might be on my screen. I forgot to wash my screen again. That's the problem. You leave it overnight and you end up with a piece of dust on the screen. There we go. Can we see any birds, guys? We're starting to get in focus now. Look like seagulls or something in the far distance there. Ducks, maybe. Can't make them out though. Yeah, see how he zooms out? You can see then that they disappear because they're smaller than a pixel. So I don't see how he's saying that proves that mine is not a bird, because he said you can see the birds.
Well, that was stupid.
So what did he say here? Check out this. What did he say before? Okay, here we go. One of my own videos on my channels is with a Limix TZ80, which has a 1/2.3 CMOS sensor. Those birds in the sky at 15 seconds. I didn't actually see birds. Also, terns with a wingspan of 2 feet and 1,000 feet or so away. You can see one of them drop down into the water. I didn't actually see that. My eyes are really bad. For the far side of the lake, which is 1,000 feet. Yeah, but he zoomed in on it. As soon as he zoomed back, you couldn't see the birds.
Exactly.
You know, you can see him here, but as you see, he zooms back out. So how many meters? Like, bang! If they're 1,000 meters away, they disappear when it's about 500 meters or less. I don't see his argument there, actually. So where's these birds in the sky? 15 seconds, he said. So
anything that's 1,000 feet away.
15 seconds. So we'll pause it at 15. Right. I think there might be. I know there might be that stuff on my screen still. I didn't see any birds. Let's see. Can we see any birds? Right, some black dots up here, is it? Oh. No, that's a branch coming down.
That's correct.
That's a branch here. That's a branch coming down. Where's the birds? Okay, I can see some black dots on the water over here, but you can see that's almost at what I keep saying. Once the birds go go past a certain distance, they disappear because the camera can't see them. Is that a bird in the middle there, or is that on my screen? Right, there's a bit of stuff on my screen again. You did say 15 seconds, did it? Oh, I've got to go back and read it again. 15 seconds. Those birds in the sky, 15 seconds. There is no birds. Is that the one we clicked, though? We haven't got the wrong video. If I clicked on this one, is it? No, Metabunk, that's for me to him. No, it must be that one. RWG0. Have I got the right one? Where can we find it? Up here. RWG0. That's the one. 15. Let's see. Go back to 15. Okay, he's got good eyesight. Is that some dots here, maybe?
Okay, yeah, finally.
Could that be? Could that be it? Yeah, I don't think it's on my screen.
That's got to be it. That's the first time.
And so that's like that must be like 1 pixel there, is it? If it is birds, and
that's when he zooms in, and then they come here, okay?
But you can't tell what they are at the moment. You're only assuming they're birds. And these ones here obviously must be more than 1 pixel. So that's what it's saying. Maybe my estimate for pixel was totally wrong too. I should have done it properly. I should have got hold of the original footage, ripped it myself, and zoomed in like I'm doing here. And use a real zoom in, and you could actually count the pixels up at maximum zoom. So we'll just zoom it. So we've got birds flying here on the edge. Can't see them. He reckons they dive into water. Oh, there they go. They're the black dots in the middle here. Don't know if you can see that. My cursor's probably in the wrong place. I'll just zoom out. There's a load of black dots in the middle here. They're like single pixels. There you go, look. There's another one on the cloud. And he reckons one's diving into the water. Yeah. Nah. And of course, that's a better footage than the one we were looking at in Utah, because that was like different darker background. We're looking on a white background here with dark objects. That sort of makes a difference, I think. It makes it more visible to the camera. Let's just have a look again. So we've got some birds up the sky here. Yeah, it's very hard to see them. But you can't sort of say whether that one pixel is the wingspan or not, or the side view. So you have to wait till you get until it comes closer to the camera without zoom, and then do a calculation from that point, which is what I did on the other one. I still think I'm right. Anyway, we'll close that down. Enough on that one. But I had to make a correction there. I do make mistakes occasionally. I'm not perfect. So yeah, I haven't really got anything else planned. Was there any other things we need to look at? I suppose we could just have a quick look at UFO interest before we look at MUFON cases.
I think we should drunk dial her.
I don't think Tyler's got anything to really talk about, really. He's doing remote view and interview. What's going on here? All right, it's trying to ask me to log in. I don't want to do that. Did I post that link for the bird one? I'll give him a plug since we used it. So anyone wants to go and watch that in full HD on their own screens can do so. I think that was the one, wasn't it? Or have I posted the same one twice? No. I've posted the same one twice. Alright, so I should, I've already copied it, shouldn't I? Let's see, might be in the history. Oh, that one there. So I said to Google as well, I put a feedback into Google saying that we need like chapters for live streams. And why is it not coming up? Oh, here we go. Bird video 2. Suppose I should delete the other link. How do we delete links here? Words. My I key didn't work. Can you actually edit comments? Nope, can remove it. I will get rid of that one. There we go. There we go. Retracted. So, is Renee still with us? We've got 2 watching. Is Silver still awake, or is he falling asleep?
I'm here.
Okay. I haven't heard any toilets flushing yet, so that's
Good sign.
yeah. So UFO spotted live on Channel 3 News. So we can't get away from birds, can we? Let's see. Debunking hoax buster, no BS. Oh, is that the video they're talking about as birds? Let's have a look. Is it going to play for us? How do we wind back? It should play back, shouldn't it? There we go. What's this doing? Oh, that's just is opening, isn't it? Oh no, what is it? News channel? Oh no, it looks like a UFO website, is it? So why is it not playing? Why won't it play, guys? I want it to play. That's weird, isn't it? Oh no, this is a logo entry. That's kind of strange. Okay, that's not the video then. Bird. Channel 3. What news channel is that? WKYC. Is that Nevada?
It's got a link in it. The other side of
Cleveland. UFO spotted live on Channel 3. They must be in Cleveland. C for Cleveland, I guess. Video of strange object in the sky. So let's have a look. Where's it going to? News channel. Got to be careful of these ones. Can we speed it up or slow it down? That way we don't get copyright. They haven't got a playback speed. That's a shame. Why don't they use YouTube? Because they don't trust YouTube. Why do we use YouTube? Because we've got no other option. Okay.
pretty much.
Oh, we've got horrible music. That's sneaky. And it's got a pop-up ad here. How do we get rid of that? Right, here we go. Let's zoom into it. Oh yeah, you can see a white thing going across. Yep, so what did we see there? We saw like a low shutter speed and the classic white blur. So yeah, it does look like it's going to be a bird coming off a tree there, I think. So let's just play that back again and zoom in. Where's it coming from? Oh, it's coming from the other side of the shore. All right. There was a frame there where it seemed to lift upwards. There, I don't know if we can get a frame grab from it or not, but it looks like oh crap. What's going on now? What happened? Did it shrink it down or something? No, I don't want to do that. How do I get it back to normal? That one? Oh, here it is. No, is that the one? What's all these other bloody... oh, sorry. What's all these other things on the page to confuse us? What's this one here? Oh, UFO channel, is it? Which is which? That's the original. And this is probably a YouTube UFO channel. UFO Mania, who would have thought? Okay. What if they got the originals? I wanted to get it slightly bigger if I could, so we can screen capture. Maybe I can go to UFO Mania's got it, and I can slow motion it. Let's try again. No, pause doesn't work. Oh, what's happened there? Something's happened. The spacebar did something. What's it doing? So we can't pause it with a key, unfortunately, which makes it really hard. Definitely looks like a bird there. Banking.
Oh yeah. Wings, yeah.
You can see wings. Yeah, it looks like it's banking on wings, doesn't it?
I think that's flat.
Where did it go there? Did it land on top of the bridge? So what's that was another video. So what channel was that on? Take a look yourself. You can see the wings.
The salvage.
Oh, right. So debunker. What's this one? We invited Vertman in to get a better look after watching your raw video. He believes it's a bird. I don't know who Vertman is. I can actually see the wings going up and down, and it's not uncommon. I guess it does. That's why you got to enhance the footage and play it back. Me, I would have zoomed in frame by frame, maybe brightened it and played it back in a GIF, animated a GIF, and then you wouldn't see it for sure. So I don't know if we want to bother doing that or not. How about this one here? YouTube. Let's go to that. If we could do a slow motion, we could watch it, I guess. Hey, One Life Man. Thanks for joining us. So this one looks like we can slow it down, I think. Yep. 0.25. And we want one without the filters, really, but we'll play it. Where's the video footage? Seems to turn around this tower here, I think. At least I can pause this one with the space bar. Out of focus there, see this? So suddenly it's come out of nowhere, just like that Paragon bird drone footage. So how many pixels would you say that was? That's probably 10 there. So who knows? Keep on going. Boom, banking. You can see the wings going up. Yep, up and down here. Bank it again, turning. Yeah, you can see the wings. Here it is. It's still above the tower. So it went around and come back around again. It looks like it was going to land somewhere. So where's the original footage, guys? Comes up here somewhere, wasn't it? Comes about here somewhere. It's taken a long time to show. I think they've done slow motion, so we're doing slow motion of a slow motion. Okay, let's see if I can get a bigger zoom in on it. What's happened here? Yeah. Introducing a new way to share. What did I click to get that? Was that on the YouTube channel? Oh, it's on the YouTube channel. Hang on, let me see if I get my magnifier work. Plus 500. Whoa, there we go. So does it look like a bird? Yeah. Can we see the wings flapping? I think they've fucked around with it. It looks very smeary, doesn't it? Yeah. What's One Life Man saying on the side there? We'll get to you in a minute. That's what we're doing now. Repeating it again. Where'd they going? They're really zooming in. We got zoom of a zoom and slow motion of a slow motion. There it comes, I think, is it? Camera can only see a certain distance. That's what I keep telling people. Can't see below a pixel. So it disappears out of the blue when it gets a certain distance. It's gone out of focus there, so obviously it's not a stationary camera, is it? So obviously someone filmed it and thought, oh yeah, I'll put that in as a UFO video and see if I get some money out of it. Send it to the news channels. I filmed a UFO. But you can see all the motion blur, see how the things are streaking and going out and also out of focus. It's a good example in slow motion, how bad cameras are when you see it in frame by frame. Stretches the image because you're moving the camera just a wee bit, then you get the rolling shutter effect happening. Out of focus really bad there. He's really slowed it down. Might have to speed it up at this rate. I think it comes after this light flashes. We must be doing one frame at a time here. I wish it was original though, without all the special enhancements they do. No, it's still going. There it comes. Finally, here it is, a blob disappearing. It's starting to bank. It's starting to turn, level off. And we got motion blur. Looks like wings going up and down. You can see the wingtips going right down. Looks like,
yeah, absolutely.
That looks like a seagull. Yeah, you can see it flapping. There you go. Look, that one really shows flapping. Yeah, there it's got two out of focus. Yeah, so I think we've done our dash on that one. Hang on, I just need to put my magnifier back down to 200 as it's too big. So yeah, suppose we'll copy that link from the news channel if you want to have a look at all these different videos, and we'll see what's happening on the side chat. I should give it a header though, shouldn't I? So yeah, I was saying to YouTube that we need a way to do chapters, and I said good way to be would be like a button on the control window or even on the chat window where you can say mark chapter. You know, just click a button, say mark chapter here. So when you change topics, it's included with the video, and then people can skim to the part that they want to watch. I think it could be done a lot better, but whether they improve the system for us. But I have found a way of using the right click and cutting the timestamp and put it into a comment, but it takes a long time to do it. If you re-watch it, obviously you've got to watch 4 hours to find the proper point for where the topic changes. So what was this one called? I'll just call it new bird video. Which you can compare to the Utah one. There we go, that'll do. Religion. What are we talking about religion here? Religious people will do anything to stop those people trying to expose aliens. Not all religious people. Probably 50% of Christians might be. I did a video called What is God? And I think it's got some stats there where they surveyed people. Let's see. I'll just close that one down too. I think we're done with that one. Let's see if I can find the stats that I did on people that don't believe in aliens versus ones that do. It's in that episode. So what else are we talking about here? Anything that I need to address? The government won't say aliens exist because it will change religion forever. You reckon there's a lot of religious people running the government? That's what To the Stars said, wasn't it? So they said the guy that was in charge of the funding or something got the program shut down because he said aliens are demons and we don't need to study it.
Great.
Yeah, haven't you heard that one? I can't. I think it was posted around, but I'll see if I can find it in a minute. We'll come back to the "What is God" one. Let's see. Religious. I don't know what religion is. Probably a Christian. Religious. To the Stars, was it? Was it Skinwalker Ranch that got closed down? Oh, no. No, I think it was To the Stars. What do you call it? AATIP. AATIP. Yeah. We put AATIP in. AATIP. I don't remember how you spell it now. AATIP. Double P. There you go. I think that's it. Religious AATIP man shuts down program. If we can find it. Probably says in the document here, does it? Looks like it refers to another. Have I spelled it right? AATIP. AATIP. Can you remember what it stood for?
I don't. That's the problem.
Yeah, my memory's no good. Or was it ATTP? ATP. Let's see. It's come up with a lot of religious stuff. I was trying to find the.
Well, AATIP, I think you had it right. AATP. It was just the SHH.
Yeah, it looks like I misspelled it up top here too. Shuts down program. Shuts down funding, maybe. It's hard to know what keywords to use anymore because Google doesn't give you really what you want.
Right.
It modifies it and puts up other stuff. Religious. Let's see. And shuts down funding. UFO program. I don't know. UFO buddy. No. Oh, here we go. Pentagon admits running a secret UFO investigation for 5 years. But I don't see religion in the keywords there. See how it must include religious? Yeah. Maybe read it on Open Minds group. I probably should have copied the article at the time and posted it into a tab for a live stream. And you reckon you haven't seen that article?
I don't recall seeing it, no.
It's double AATIP. Higher priority. What's this one? UFO sightings. It was terminated. That there were other higher priority. Maybe it's that one. Let's see. What's that about Jesus? Researchers believe the Star of Babylon may have been an illusion created by a merging of Jupiter and Saturn. Oh no, the sky's got to fall down now. That's been debunked. but it's only been in the past century or so that anyone assumed that unknown lights or objects in the sky were visitors from other planets. Yep, that makes sense. The most dramatic early UFO encounter occurred in 1897 Texas, when E. Haydon, a newspaper reporter for Dallas News, described an amazing encounter complete with a crashed spacecraft, dozens of eyewitnesses, a recovered dead Martian body, and metallic records. Remember, we've had so many people go look for this graveyard where the Martian was buried, and they can't find it.
Yes.
What was that case number known as? That's the one that hit the windmill, isn't it? For the water.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, for the water pump for the farm.
Yes.
So we still don't know if that's a made-up story or not, because there's no physical evidence. But they reckon later witnesses, dozens of witnesses, have they all been interviewed and recorded on video somewhere? Because that would be good to watch, actually, to see what they say. But as you know, witnesses, they're not so good. If you see an object coming down, and you're told it's a UFO, you'll believe it's a UFO, but when it could be just a piece of space junk or something, you know. But 1897, what was up in the sky then? Airships. So it could have been an airship. Yeah, you know how I was talking about blimps and airships and the inventors out in the desert. They had or out in the country, which is probably where this place is, in Texas, that were experimenting with flight. So it could have been something like that, couldn't it? So, but the alien Martian body, I don't know. You'd think someone would be out to make lots of money if they had an alien Martian body. They'd just stick it in the deep freezer. Did they have deep freezers back in 1897? Just before?
No,
they had ice coolers.
Well, they might have had industrial.
No, I think they had ice coolers. You know, they used to buy blocks of ice for the house, didn't they, and stick it in there like a cellar. I think it wasn't till Tesla come along, invented AC power in 1900 sometime, 1912 was it? Something like that. And they knew how to run refrigerators using compressors. But yeah, I was trying to find that statement way that AATIP was cancelled. It may have been on my Facebook. Maybe it's something I can search for next time. So it looks like it's covering all these different UFO stories here. Phoenix Lights, New Jersey UFOs, 2009. History Channel turned out to be helium balloons. Yeah. Red flares and fishing lines. 2010 UFOs over Manhattan turned out to be helium balloons. Yeah, we come across those quite often, don't we? January 28, 2011, videos of UFOs hovering over a holy land. The Dome of Rock Jerusalem Temple was revealed as a hoax. Yep, as we knew, film students. Pics of video editing software used were discovered. Plus, someone interviewed the guys, and they admitted that they were film students doing it as a publicity stunt. But no one told, was his name Haney Muson, because he kept bringing it up at UFO Congress as a talking point. He still believed it was a UFO, even though people admitted that they made it. The sighting of UFO on ocean floor, we talked about that last time, didn't we? Baltic Sea anomaly. 2002, UFO near sun spotted in NASA images turned out to be a camera glitch. Yeah, we've been through those. Viral UFO video taken from a plane over South Korea. likely a droplet of water on the plane's window. I think we debunked that one a while ago, actually. We've had a few of those ones where it turns out to be a water droplet. Or plane shadow on the clouds was another one. 2012, a nephew of a famous Warren Brothers comedy team, Dwayne Shawanes. There's something I don't watch, obviously. Filmed a UFO over Studio City, California. But like many UFO sightings, this one turned out to be planet Venus. In fact, even airline pilots have mistaken Venus for a UFO. So now we're getting on to AATIP finally, 2017. So I think this was before the information about who closed it down came out. When, according to Pentagon, Thomas Cruisen, it was determined that there were other higher priority issues that merited funding. Something more interesting or more priority than UFOs entering your airspace, which could have negative impact on your city, is less priority than something else. Kind of seems a bit strange, doesn't it? So I probably need to get a sip of drink because I get a bit dry mouth again. So it's not in this article, but that was quite an interesting little read there. So the oldest religion in the world is Hindu, and the ancient Hindu text says there is a flying objects in the sky. Well, I'd hope so, because birds have been flying for a long time. You mean flying unknown objects, maybe? So yeah, it's very possible they saw UFOs, but we don't know because they didn't have science and technology of cameras back then to record it. But like so many today, 95% of them turn out to be UFOs, balloons, birds, bugs, hoaxes. I think my bed is sliding again. I feel like I'm on a hill here. There's something else. I have to get a new bed so it's level. So yeah, looks like we can't find that article. I think it's probably on the To the Star site, isn't it? It was AATIP, AATIP. Demons stopped funding, maybe funding, demon funding. See if that finds it. Here we go. Here we go. What site is this? Mystery Universe, and then we got another one down here. Demonic aliens, UFO probes in US. So let's click on the first one. Pentagon, MOD, Ministry of Defense officials dismiss UFOs due to belief they are demonic. So this is where religion comes into it, of course. UFO headlines broke in mainstream news last year when it was revealed that the Pentagon had funded a $22 million research project known as the Advanced Aviation Threat Identification Program. Whew, that's a mouthful. The program had connections to aerospace entrepreneur Robert Bigelow, a common subject of conspiracy theories alleging that the US government or private contractors, what's that word? Hairy. Oh, right, it's a typo, isn't it? Contractors are in possession of hangars full of recovered alien technology and artifacts. So show us them so we can have a look. Well, skeptics believe that AATIP might have just been a way for Nevada politicians to funnel money into their own districts. The disclosure of the program and the accompanying supposedly declassified UFOs footage has renewed calls for full government disclosure of any knowledge of extraterrestrials visitors. It's quite a big building, that Pentagon, if you count all the windows along there, eh?
Yeah.
How many floors is that? 5 floors up? 1, 2, 5 or 6 floors high. And how many across?
Basements.
1, 2. Oh, you got basement too, eh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 windows in that one going across. 16 by 6. So how many rooms is that? 36, 76 rooms? Let's see, no. 106 rooms. Whoa, that's quite a lot. And that's just in that one. So just in that little section there. And they've got another 106 over here and probably in the middle here too. So that's 400 on just that one.
It's a big complex.
Really?
Yeah, it's big.
It's big, all right. Unfortunately, as always, that's likely never to happen. This week, both a prominent UFO researcher and the former head of AATIP claim that such government UFO research projects have been, what's that one? Stummoned? What's that word? Is that a typo? Have been stimmed. I don't know what that word is.
Stymied.
Stymied?
Oh, stymied.
You've heard that word before?
Stymied.
What's that mean?
Oh, stymied means it's blocked.
Ah, I've never heard the term before. So why don't they just say been blocked in the US and UK due to religious beliefs held by the politicians and military officers overseeing this research. So that's another reason to put them through a test, and if you're religious, then you can't be in the government. And ancient superstitions holding back legitimate science research into anomalous aerial phenomenon. That's UAPs. Or could it perhaps be the other way around? Modern day beliefs in extraterrestrial visitors preventing some from recognizing seemingly strange objects in the sky for what they really are. The planet Venus. Well, we know that's not the case. We know there's still a percentage there that's still unknown. In an interview with Las Vegas, our former AATIP head Luis Alexandro says many high-ranking government officials oppose the research on religious grounds. AATIP relied on the cooperation of the politicians. AATIP relied on the cooperation of the politicians, military leaders, and intelligence heads, some of whom felt the study veered too closely to demonic and satanic forces. Nick Pope, a former UFO investigator for the Ministry of Defence in UK, says he encountered similar pushback from the more religious members of MOD. I think that's sort of like a problem there. I think if you're religious and you got your finger on buttons for war, that could be a problem for the world.
Pretty much.
Luis Alexander says that he came up against religious pushback. Didn't we just read that? Oh, that was a Twitter post, yes. Pope cites the biblical, not political, biblical. I can't say it. Why can't I say that word? I can't say that word.
Biblical.
Biblical, that's it. Now I got it. Verse. What's this word here? Oh, God.
Ephesians.
Ephesians 2.2 as a possible foundation for equating UFOs with demonic forces. The verse refers to Satan as the prince of the power of the air, a reference which some might possibly equate with unearthly seemingly all-powerful aerial phenomenon. Yes, that looks very scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Religious belief actually in opposition to UFO research, definitely. Though many religions contain tales of religions of divine beings coming down from the skies to give humanity knowledge or gifts. Well, can they drop a gold bar on the bottom of my bed here? I'll be quite happy.
Yeah.
So that was that. So now we're caught up on that bit of news. Oh, we got only one person watching. We scared them off on that religious bit. So let's find. It's amazing how many people are religious in the UFO field, though. So let's find that episode. What is God? And see if what's that's we got. Oh, maybe I should have copied that link too. Did I copy it? I don't know if I did. I should have copied it since I used it as a reference. Just only fair, I guess, because they're not a scam. So we can put it up so other people can have a read of it. Since I'm no good at reading. Okay. AATIP demons. Was it not going? So what key didn't we get? T. T's not coming. Yes, it's finally going. There we go. That one's now posted. Close that down. Okay, so what is God? So I'll just grab this one. It's been a long time since I made this 29-minute episode. So I'll just post it again down the side. I think I got too many comments on it actually. I thought there'd be more arguments on this video. So no one knows what God is. They just think it's a supreme being that's out there and we can't see him. But he can see everything we do. So we got a few comments, have we? Let's have a look. 58 views, so it's not very popular. Or Google's not promoting it because it's got the word God in it, so that probably goes against the current madness, as I call it, with censorship. And they want now to demonetize videos if anyone posts a hate comment on that video. So that means anyone that wants to troll a competitor or just hire some other people to go and post some comments and they lose money on their video. How stupid is that? So yeah, we got Todd here. Nice work, my friend. Several of my favorite topics all under one roof. So I did religion and Stephen Hawkins, I think I added to that one. Big Bang. So we had a few people there posting. So let's see, I'll just skim it. I can't remember what I put in it now. I think it was about the number of stars to start with. Okay, so sometimes I think about the universe. They say it's so big we can't really measure it. The part we can see has probably so many stars in it, probably, of 47 billion light years away. So that's obviously a galaxy, and it's got 100 billion stars in it, right? So I'll just try to find the religious stuff. So on this Cover Up Live 1987, they said the universe is, the aliens believe the universe as a supreme being. So that means what people believe is Mother Earth, nature, that's actually all the supreme being. We're actually living on the supreme being, versus the supreme being made the universe. So all matter, all energy is the supreme being. So that's what the aliens, what he claims the aliens have been documented to say. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But I kind of like that idea that the universe is actually God rather than God made the universe, because that sort of means that we come from the matter of the universe, our atoms, which means we're children of God. So it makes sense,
Yep.
If you want to be religious, that's the way to go, opposed to that there's a God out there who created the universe out of a pin prick of a hole called the Big Bang, and it instantly expanded 14 billion light years and started forming galaxies, stars. I mean, it formed hydrogen into helium, forming in stars and then planets and all that sort of business. So, yeah, it's like something for nothing. There was an empty void. So, what is this empty void then? If the universe is this void with energy in it, so what is the void without energy into it? Do we call that sub-universe? So this idea of the Big Bang and these people trying to prove that the universe was created from a single event. They're religious, as far as I'm concerned. They're what you call religious scientists. They want to prove the Big Bang correct, and they can't because all the mathematics evolved around gravity and all that doesn't add up. So they've added in this mystery matter, which we can't see or detect, called dark matter, and all sorts of other things. So yeah, so this is basically what in this episode I talk about, actually, I think, all that sort of stuff. So I'll just recaps that there. So this is Mother Earth. It's called the pantheism. Pantheism.
Pantheism.
Yeah. So that's called the belief in Mother Earth. So the universe is God, or Mother Earth, as so to speak.
Pantheism.
Yeah. And that's where the idea comes from, panspermia, because it's the start of that word, pantheism. So panspermia says that life developed somewhere in the universe, and it simply spread. As you know, the atmosphere carries up with it microbes from the ground into the upper atmosphere. So they believe into outer space, and they reckon these DNA of these microbes can survive the frigid cold of the space and go into hibernation or whatever, and travel forever in space, millions of light years away, and then settle on another planet and cause it to activate into more bigger life forms. It feeds off the minerals, the water, and fuses together into other creatures, so to speak. Evolves, evolution. So that's what they think. Maybe Earth was seeded, not by aliens, but by panspermia of microbes coming from other planets that had developed life first. And it simply, maybe even the sun exploded where there was life on it, had developed life on it, making it into lots of particles going out into space that might have had life on it that survived. or even from the atmosphere as it leaks into space, and certainly drifted through space until it landed on our planet and started transforming it. So that's some of the theories out there. And of course, that means that some people believe life was created, and in effect, it was already pre-made because it drifted through space and landed on the planet and sort of evolved into other things. So yeah, there's all sorts of theories out there, whether you can prove it or not. I know there's some people releasing high altitude balloons in the atmosphere trying to capture so-called alien DNA coming into our planet from space to try and prove panspermia. But for me, though, the flip side is that, hey, how can you disprove that microbes from the ground don't go up in the atmosphere from our planet into space? And what they say is it has to be something that's not recognizable, that's further down. So if it's like a new variant, they say it's come from space and entering the atmosphere. But then again, could the microbes float around in space and form into other life forms? I suppose it could. So now then they have to do DNA tests on these specimens they collect and prove that it's abnormal DNA, I guess, which doesn't fit with Earth, from Earth species or bacterias or microbes or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, it's quite an interesting idea. But again, it's not onto religion here at the moment.
Well, it's kind of like the banana tree, banana plant. They don't have seeds, and we don't know where they came from. And in order for one banana plant to make it, it's done through the root system. So there's no seeds, nothing.
And it doesn't evolve either, does it? It doesn't evolve because
No.
it can get disease and it can kill it off.
Yeah.
So they're very paranoid about. But then they haven't they got very. Let's look up bananas. Now you brought that up. How many variations of bananas are there? Because I know there's quite a few thousand.
Oh gosh, quite a few.
How many variants? Let's see. They, like you said, we could always find stuff to talk about.
Absolutely.
How many variants?
So much.
Sorry, I'd be cut off then. Bananas. Bananas. Let's see. What's it say? There's over 1,000 different varieties of bananas grown around the world, divided into 50 groups. What are the different types of bananas? Baby, Baru, I'm not sure, Cavendish. I think that's the ones we get. This is the familiar yellow banana sold in the United States. I think that's what we get in New Zealand too. Yeah. I'm not sure, but baby ones, average 3 inches in length. I've never seen those ones. A green banana is the same as yellow bananas. Both unripe green bananas and ripe yellow bananas are used a great deal in Caribbean cooking. Yeah, I think you can sort of throw them in a bonfire too, and they're meant to be very nice, like hot bananas. I think you can eat them if they're slightly green or very green, and you can just throw it in the fire, and it makes a nice, like a dessert. Are baby bananas the same as regular bananas? No. Black spots. Let's see. When ripe, the fruit is soft and the skin is yellow with black spots. So Manzanillo bananas, also called apple bananas. These short, chubby bananas have a mild flavor reminiscent of apples, obviously. So what's the other thing we need to look up here? There's a problem with diseases with bananas. They're susceptible to disease for some reason. I think it's because they don't evolve or something. So how do they create the different varieties of bananas?
Good question.
Because that's the question you brought up here. Where
through grafting, there's no seed.
Right, let's see. How do bananas grow? From aliens to bananas, who would have thought? You know, only on the Out There channel.
It's out there.
It is, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
We have a lot of fun on this. Oh, we got Renee back. Do you like
Yeah.
bananas, Renee? You're from Philippines. You'd grow bananas over there, wouldn't you? The Holy Bible says chariots of fire, extraterrestrial alien UFO. The crystalline firmament.
The crystalline firmament.
A sea of glass in the sky, a fawn of UFO's world, throne of God's will within a will. Yeah.
Ezekiel's she's.
Yeah, you sort of broke up there. Is that because I'm talking, or are you having problems there, gang?
No, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, you're chopping off in the very end of your sentence for some reason. I wonder if it's a Discord bug, that thing. Maybe they chop off.
I think it could be. I think it's the laptop. Quite honest.
Because yeah, that's right. When you're using the new one, it was actually perfect, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm. So what do we got here? The banana fruits develop from the banana heart in a large hanging cluster made up of tears called hands. With up to 20 fruit to a tear, the hanging cluster is known as a bunch, big deal, comprised of 3 to 20 tears, or commercially as a banana stem. Yeah, I've seen those on TV. It's like a big long staff, and they've got rows and rows of bananas all going down it.
That those great big spiders live in.
Yeah, banana spiders. Yeah, I saw that on a documentary. But it didn't actually tell us how bananas are grown. Banana fruits develop from the banana hut. And what we got here? How to grow bananas. I suppose it's from clippings, isn't it? Bananas. So I spelled it wrong. Too many N's.
Yeah, one too many N's.
I said group. I should have said grow. That's why a bunch of bananas. So let's try grow. I grow in the. How do bananas grow in the wild? Grow. I'll just try grow. Here we go. There's a common that we're talking about. It's like a big stem in the middle, and they have layers going around. Pretty cool. Banana plants are often mistaken for trees or plants. They are actually herbs. The banana is a perennial plant that replaces itself. Bananas do not grow from a seed, but from a bulb or a how do you say that? Rhizome, and can take 9 to 12 months from sowing a banana bulb to harvesting the fruit. So it's like a thing that grows on the root of the plant itself, like a little, well, same as potatoes, isn't it? That's the way potatoes grow too. They grow these little bulbs.
Yeah, a little offshoot.
Yeah, a little offshoot that forms a little potato, and you just pull it off the roots. So herb, so it's a herb. So we need to look at that term there, which probably means grows from a bulb, probably a bulb.
I'm surprised it's classified as an herb.
Yeah, well, we learnt something new.
Yeah,
it's like tomato. Is it a fruit or vegetable?
Tomatoes, I think they're a vegetable.
No, they're not. They're a fruit. They're classed as a berry. They're the same as a berry. And you can't eat the leaves because they're actually poisonous. You can only eat the fruit of a tomato plant.
I better stop eating those.
Hang on, you cut off there. You better stop eating those.
I better stop eating the leaves then.
Are you eating the leaves?
No.
Oh God. You joker, you. So let's have a look at this one. I thought you were going to say you were smoking them. I don't know if they're poisonous if you smoke them. So here we go. Perennial plant, or simply perennial, is a plant that lives more than 2 years. The term perennial through the years, so that makes sense, is often used to differentiate a plant from shorter-lived annuals to biennials. The term is also widely used to distinguish plants with a little or no woody growth from a tree and shrubs, which are also technically perennials. Smaller flowering plants that grow and bloom over the spring and summer die back every autumn and winter and then return in spring from their rootstock. Here we go, rootstock. And what's rootstock say? Rootstock is part of the plant, often an underground part, which new above ground growth can be produced. It could also be described as a stem and a well-developed root system to which a bud from another plant is grafted. It can refer to rhizome or underground stem. In grafting, it refers to a plant, sometimes just a stump, which already has an established healthy root system onto which a cutting or a bud from another plant is grafted. So, did we find the answers there or not? Not really. Well, I suppose we did. We know it now grows from a bulb, but a bit like a potato. And DNA, they're susceptible to DNA problems. So that's there's something about the DNA of a banana. DNA.
How did bananas propagate?
Well, through bulbs.
Okay. Yeah. Well.
So it sort of dies off after 2 years and leaves a bulb underground, which then they sprout into further palms or herbs, as they call them. So palms, bananas. What do we call it? It's a disease. I think they were going to say it's possible that we could lose all our bananas due to a disease. And at the moment, they're trying to preserve seeds in the underground vault system. I think it might be up in Arctic or
it's
Sweden or somewhere like that.
It was up in Sweden or Norway.
Yeah, I think they got several. I think they got several around the world though. There's something else we can look up, I guess. Banana diseases.
Seed vault. Plant vault.
Okay, the banana industry was in a serious crisis, so a new banana thought to be immune to Panama disease was found and adopted. The cavalist. Let's see. So that's our common banana. So let's open this up. Where is it? Wikipedia. Panama. That sounds like the Panama down South America, isn't it?
Yep. Panama.
Or Fusarinium wilt. I can't say that. Let's see how you say that properly.
Fusarium wilt.
Sounds like a Shakespeare play, doesn't it?
Fusarium wilt.
Fusarium wilt is a plant disease that infects banana plants. It is wilting disease caused by a fungus. Oh, there you go. The pathogen is resistant to fungicides, and until now, its control is limited to. Oh God, what's that word there?
Phytosanitary measures.
What does that mean?
Phytosanitary.
Phytosanitary. Although a transgenic banana cultivar that proved resistant to Panama disease has been recently developed, and it is not commercially available yet. Okay. How did they do that? Genetic modifying though, or grafting? Probably grafting. I don't know. I don't trust GM. I don't know about you.
No, GMO.
No, I don't trust it either. During the 1950s, the first outbreak of Panama disease also wiped out the commercial gross Michael banana production. So that one's vanished, has it? The gross Michael banana was the dominant cultivar of bananas. Here we go. There's that word again. With affected enormous costs and forced producers to switch to other disease resistant. So yeah, so that one doesn't exist anymore. Let's see if we can open it up. So I knew there was a problem. Actually, I just click on that, I guess.
Yeah, I think it started about 10, 15 years ago.
Well, it doesn't look any different to the ones we're using at the moment.
Not really.
Maybe they're slightly longer, maybe. Until the 1950s, the main variety grown. So yeah,
looks like a cross between a plantain and the Cavendish.
Yeah, so that's kind of scary that we're losing stuff like that. So if we had, let's see, how many species of plants are being lost every year?
Oh, hold on. That and more
being lost. I know we're losing apples as well. I think some varieties of apples you can't get anymore because they crossbred it, and then they decided that no one wanted the unperfect apple. You know how apples are like perfect red things.
Yeah.
Well, normal apples don't grow like that. They have little imperfections and things. So they crossbreed it, and then eventually they don't keep the seeds of the original ones. They crossbreed it once they got the new one, but then something drastic happens, like it gets a disease, it's not resistant, and then it gets lost, and you can't go back to the original seed, and they don't keep it in seed banks. And so I think they started doing that now, though. How many plants? Are lost every year. Oh, go extinct, I should say. Go extinct. Here we go. Each year. Look. Let's come up with a search. What's Renee saying? What a load of bananas. You got a banana. Meiji. Look, he's got one. I knew you would have a whole bank of them. So have you got an alien that's eating a banana? That would be a cool one. Tiny, small bananas. He's making you hungry for a banana now, I bet. Yes. So scientists estimate that 50 to 200 species of plant, insect, bird, and mammals become extinct every 24 hours.
Whoa.
200 lost every 24 hours, every day.
That's disgusting.
How's it even possible? I don't think I can name 200 species. But we know there's 1,000 different varieties of bananas, so maybe a lot of those have been knocked off, like disease. And nearly 1,000 times the natural or background rate, say many biologists, is greater than anything the world has experienced since the vanishing of the dinosaurs nearly 65 million years ago. So what's causing them to be extinct? Does it tell us here somewhere?
Oh, loss of habitat, pesticide, you name
it. What's that spray they're using? A Roundup? What's that, Mesito or something like that?
Yeah, Monsanto.
Yeah, that one's been mentioned quite a few times, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty
And also,
scary.
they reckon it's killing off the bees because my dad's a beekeeper, and he's always talking about it. And now someone's introduced the bee mite. What's it called? Ferrero mite, which
Oh yes, right.
yeah, it's someone brought it into the country. Apparently, someone discarded some honey from China or somewhere like that, and other bees fed on it, and it actually had some mites in the honey. They're like little microscopic things that you probably don't see, but you probably eat them. And of course, it spread onto our population, and it's been expanding ever since. And it made its way to South Island, Christchurch here, probably like 3 years ago, and it's destroyed quite a lot of dad's bees in the process. So they have to use some special mats that the bees walk across, I think it is, and it puts some toxins on the body. But look, I don't know how it works, but basically it kills the mites that's on their bodies. But they know a hive is infected when they look at the brood, and it basically causes their wings to be like deformed, like a shriveled up things.
Yes.
So yeah, it's kind of strange that the mite actually infects a hive and kills off everything. That's sort of stupid logic. Obviously, a mite doesn't have any common sense. You don't kill off your food supply completely, and you keep it going and just kill off what you need. But like what the humans do with farming now, I guess, and growing fruit and all that. You don't eat all the bananas because you have none left. So that works out at 10,000 species per 100 year. If I'm reading that right. Biologists think that was last a couple of years ago. Biologists think 50% of species will be facing extinction by the end of the century. Is it? Let's see.
Well, you knock out certain species within the ecosystem, and then huge blocks drop. You know, they're all dependent upon.
Yeah, because they feed on it, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah. It's all relative.
Yes, it is.
So, yeah, I just wanted to. So, what was the other thing we're going to look at? So, we went from panspermia to bananas. That was your fault. Who else is on the chat still with us? Is Thingy still with us? What's his name? Silver.
Silver? I don't know. He's been all quiet. I think he's probably sleeping at this point.
Yeah, he's been a bit too quiet tonight, hasn't he?
Back to Dakota.
He says he's online here. I think he's watching sci-fi's instead of our show. Yeah, he says he's still connected in the voice chat there. Where's these other guys?
I think you can prove that I'm watching anything else but your show.
That's the thing, we can't have a camera, so we can't see what you're up to. Yeah, I just wondered when more
very interesting stuff.
You reckon? Are you going nanas? You seen my Kiwi Nana one, haven't you? Don't be a nana.
Oh yeah.
That's for my.
Don't mess with kiwis.
Yeah, that was my anti-troll video. I think Renee liked that one. Where was it? Yeah, we probably have to go to it some stage. In fact, I wonder if it can be searched on Google. I might just try that. Don't be no, there's probably a few videos like that. Not showing up on the searches, yeah. Not sure how I spelled it though. No. I think that's right. Up there. Channel. Narrow it down. I actually made that available to be used by anyone, as long as they do a reference back to the original. so anyone can use it. That's what my T key's not working again. What's it? My T key's not working. Come on. That still hasn't come up. No.
I need to step away for a moment. I will be back.
Okay. The computers get a bit hot here, actually. The Paracast. Well, there it is. The Kiwi with the laser eyes. Has it got sound? I can't remember. Can't hear it. I don't think I did sound on it. Here comes the big Kiwi. Set. I was going to make that even better, though. I was going to make it explode into banana juice. Maybe someday when I get better at emanations. So don't mess with a Kiwi because we're dangerous. You know that. And we're not quite extinct yet. So John stepped away. So let's go back to the video. I think we covered most of the topics, offshoot topics there. So I'll test you tomorrow. I'll ask you how do we grow bananas and see how much you remember. Not tomorrow. Let's see. What's the next one? Friday at lunchtime, my time, which will be Thursday evening for you guys. So more of you can join in America there from the west to east coast, hopefully. So what's the next bit here? Talking about stars still, I think. Where's the bit on religion? Oh, right. I was trying to find those stats, but maybe I should do some new searches and find stats. Let's see. What was this one here? What was that one I added to it here? Underground chambers. Can't remember what story that was on. There are people like us that have the same mind, same vision. I talked with them. I understand what they are not alone in the whole world. We are not unique. The ship was absolutely enormous. One of its chambers was the size of a large football pitch. We landed on the planets and picked up. Oh, that was that Russian guy, was it? Let's see. What was his name? Like I said, I cover a wee bit in this one. Avidly claims that he was kidnapped by creatures not of this world. They say they abducted him off their apartment balcony and took him to their spaceship. So that was that Russian guy, I think. Let's see. I forgot about that story. This guy here, Russian, isn't it? Yeah, that's the Russian flag. They are people like us. They have the same mind. So I'll just play it from there. No, it's not going to play. Stupid. Oh, no, it was. Claims they were kidnapped. Yeah. I was taken from my apartment in Moscow to the spaceship. And we went to some star. After that, I asked, please bring me back because the next day I should be back in Kalmakari. They said, oh, no problem. Kursan, you have time. The people like us, they have the same mind, same vision. So they're saying the aliens look like us. The ship was absolutely enormous. We read that before. We landed on one of the planets and picked up some piece of equipment. Picked up some piece of equipment. Doesn't sound right, the English. They told me everything in detail. So let's move on to the next one. Allegedly, well, how'd you say that one? Alien was abducted. His staff came looking for him and was unable to locate him. It looks like it's still playing. Where was it? Unable to locate him until he unexpectedly appeared in the suit hours later. So we've heard about that on abduction cases before, where someone's sitting in the lounge watching football or something like that, and the wife's in the kitchen, and they go back into the lounge, and the husband disappeared, and they go and look for him in the toilets, bathroom, and outside, because the door is actually locked from the inside, but they still check outside and come back in, and there he is sitting on the couch. So you hear about that all the time with abduction cases. So this guy's claiming the same thing, that he was in his office and he was abducted, and the staff couldn't find him anywhere in the building. And so it's talking about other abduction cases here. Linda describes her time with aliens. That was the one that got abducted from the top of Manhattan apartment. You remember that one? I can't remember what it was called.
Yes.
Linda Cortell. And two security men were looking up, and they saw the UFO as she drifted from her apartment, laying down, I think it was, into the ship. And then I'm not sure what happened to the ship. Did it disappear or go up in the sky instantly?
See, that's where it gets fuzzy. I don't know. I've read that myself.
Yeah. But I think this is part of the story here, so let's just carry on. This was meant to be about God, by the way, but this was all part of my episode talking about piecing it all together. So, is it playing? Let's just skip. So, above the building, I hope I don't fall. The UFO opens up almost like a clam, and then I'm inside. A UFO that opens up like a clam. Have you heard a story like that before? That's probably the only one I've heard that opens up like a clam. I see benches similar to regular benches, and they're bringing me down a hallway. So that sounds like a big ship. Doors open
like a boring ship.
Sounds like a hospital, doesn't it? Doors open like sliding doors, like Star Trek. Inside are all these lights and buttons and big long table. I don't like tables. I don't want to get up on the table. They get me on the table anyway, and they start saying things to me, and I'm yelling. I can still yell. One of them say something like something that sounds like newbie egg, and I think they were trying to tell me to be quiet because he put the hand over my mouth. Well, that will work. The next one, just move along. Where's the next screen? Here we go. Her abduction story has been corroborated. Yeah, I'm just trying to get my head around and tongue around it, by two United Nations bodyguards who claim to have been seeing exactly the scene that Linda describes, which is quite interesting. There was an oval-shaped object hovering over the top of the apartment building 2 or 3 blocks up. Well, yeah, I suppose you have to be American to know what block means, I guess. Up from where we sat. We didn't know where it came from. It happened too fast. The lights turned. So what time of the day was it? I can't remember now. The lights turned from a bright reddish orange to a whitish blue coming out of the bottom.
I thought it was at night.
Well, they're saying the lights come on, so that's why I'm asking what time of the day it was. Obviously, it was an evening. So anyway, So why were the security United Nations bodyguards down there? I don't know.
Oh, I know. They were
Hang on, you're cutting out.
escorting some. They were escorting some diplomat.
Ah, yeah, I vaguely remember that. Yes. So just carry on to the next bit. So fascinating story though, but it has some holes in it. Some things that we still have questions about. We didn't know where it came from. It happened too fast. The lights turned from a bright reddish orange to a whitish blue coming out of the bottom. Green lights rotated round the edge of the saucer. How to be visible, I guess. A little girl or woman wearing a white gown sailed out the window. So it must have been when she was sleeping, in a fetal position.
Yes.
Yeah, something popping up there, was it? Can't update. I don't want you to update. I didn't tell you I wanted updating. And let's see, a little girl, woman wearing a white gown sailed out the window in a fetal position and then stood in mid-air in the beam of light. I could see three of the ugliest creatures I've ever saw. So can you see detail like that from 3 blocks away, if it's 3 blocks high? Yeah.
You see it, yeah.
But I think she's saying they look like ugly creatures, not the men. I could see 3 creatures I ever saw. I don't know what they were. They weren't human. But you could at least draw pictures, surely. Their heads were out of proportion. Very large heads, so that sounds like an alien grey with no hair. Well, that could be Robert. Those buggers were escorting her into the craft. My partner screamed, "We have." Let's see, carry on to the next page. It looks like I've got the pause worked out right there. Her heads were large, no hair. Those buggers were escorting her into the craft. So it sounds like the security guards are saying this now. My partner screamed, "We have got to get them." We tried to get out of the car, but couldn't. After the woman was escorted in, the overall turned reddish orange again and whisked off. I don't think we've heard too many UFO cases like this one, though, ever. This one's pretty unique, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, because of the witnesses.
I wonder if they were meant to be visible, whether the cloaking technology had failed and they didn't realize. So apparently there's a picture that comes forward, it's this one here. You can see how many pixels it is, and someone claims they were looking through their photographs near the apartment building that day. So this is not nighttime though. See that? So,
I could have sworn it was. They said it.
Yeah, but they're claiming this is a UFO. Did it come? Maybe it come back in the daytime. Did it? Dropped her off. But anyway, that looks like it could be anything from a bird. Looks kind of like a bird. We're talking about a few pixels there. So what's the next picture? Oh, now we're getting onto a new topic here. I did a zoom in. Yeah, it looks very convincing as a UFO. Not. So here we go. What's this one? So that was all we got for that story, I think. I was trying to see if there was a bottom off the page to say what the picture was. I think I got a link in the description there for it anyway, where you can go and read it. Let's see. I put it in the description. Let's have a look. Well, I used a few, but I haven't actually got the full links here, so it's probably on one of those. Yeah, I didn't cut and paste links like I do at the moment, which is a bit of a shame. But I wasn't sure whether I was going to run out of space in the description to add so many links and also get flagged, you know. But so here we go. Might have been visiting to check on her. So the keyword there is might. So what was before that one? No, that was it. Probably was on Open Minds or something similar to that. So what do we got here? Rate of expansion of galaxies. So we're onto galaxies again. Called the Hubble constant. Oh yeah, I was talking about redshift and the Big Bang theory. So this is the Hubble constant, right? Which is meant to be like the constant speed galaxies are moving away from us. And you can see only 1, 2, maybe 3 cut through the middle, and maybe 30 don't. So that tells me that these ones are moving slower, is it? And these ones are moving faster. So it's not constant at all. So this is what sort of is crazy science about the Big Bang, saying that the universe is expanding.
Yeah, you'd think everything would be moving about.
Should be moving all on that single line. Yeah, something odd about the science on Big Bang theory. But anyway, I talk about it there and question it. And then I find some videos here. Big Bang proven wrong by Rogue Spiral Galaxy. Redshift misinterpreted. No expansion, no inflation. So the debunking Big Bang there with actually a factual example. But they still push it though, don't they? On TV and whatnot.
All the time.
Stephen Hawking's Big Bang theories are wrong, claims friend of theoretical physicist who says the maths is incorrect. So there you go. There's dissent in the ranks. Stephen Hawking's, rest in peace, is no longer with us. But yeah, you can see not a lot of people actually liked his mathematics. If the open universe we see today is extrapolated back near the beginning, the radio of the actual density of matter in the universe to the critical density must differ from unity by just a part in 1 to the power of 59. Any larger deviation would result in the universe already collapsed on itself or already dissipated. Inflation failed to achieve its goal when many observers went against it to maintain consistency and salvage inflation. So they're friggin' this research here. Big Bang has now introduced 2 new adjustable parameters, the cosmological constant, which is a major fine-tuning problem of its own, because the theory suggests it ought to be in the order of 10 to the power of 120, and observation suggests a value less than 1, and 2 quantity essence or dark energy. This latter theoretical substance solves the fine-tuning problem by introducing invisible invisible, undetectable energy sprinkled at will as needed throughout the universe. So they're friggin' the results is basically what they're saying there, and I agree with them. And talk about fractals of the universe or Mother Nature. Father of the Big Bang, he was a priest. George Lemaitre, I don't know. 1894. Belgian cosmologist, Catholic priest. There's the problem. That's why we got Big Bang today, and father of the Big Bang theory. There you go. Let's see, let's just move on. And we got Brian Cox. and I talked about that funny video that I posted on Discord. So people, if they go there, they might be able to find it. If I still got it up there, I should post that one into Humor, shouldn't I? I forgot to do that. We've reconfigured Discord to be more obvious where things go, and post links there for people to watch. Simply, if you want to join the Discord, you can join in and read some rooms, and then you get approved as a full member, and then you can read everything apart from live chats, which you have to be approved for live chats now. So no one can just simply join and jump straight in without first being checked out. So we've done a few changes in the last few days on the Discord channel. But if you go to my channel and go About tab, you can click on it and join in the fun and all the stuff that we talk about there when we're not doing a live stream, which is pretty much what we talk there is pretty like a more fun talk about anything, not about UFOs, and live is more about focusing on the UFOs, alien science side of things. So yeah, and more graphics, of course. So Brian Clocks, I'm not anti-religion, I'm anti-maniac. I love that term. So he's not anti-religious, he's anti-maniac. So he got in trouble with that, I think, with that statement. Hanson, Smiley, Softies. Well, that must be where he's a bit younger, because he's got a lot of grey hair now, hasn't he? Spoken. No wonder he is the most sought after physicist on the planet. Well, what did he say here in this episode? Einstein saw God as a useful metaphor, saying that physics helped man know the mind of God, but Richard Dawkins criticizes this use of the word as it's too much cultural baggage. Where does Cox stand? I'm more practical about it. There are a lot of goodwill towards scientists among the religious communities in our country. I met the dean of Guildford Cathedral when I was an atheist on the panel, and we got on well. After that, I took him to CERN, and we become good friends. I also recently got invited to Archbishop of Canterbury house because he likes wonders of solar system. And Rowan Williams is a very thoughtful man. If you want to move society towards in a more rational direction, religious leaders can be useful because they share that view. Setting yourself up as anti-religious is not helpful. You can set yourself up as anti-maniac. That's different. So it's okay to say that if you believe the world was created in 6,000 years ago and that the creationists do, then you are idiot. There's nothing wrong in saying that because you are an idiot. Whoa, that's strong words there, isn't it? But setting yourself up as atheist is. Let's see, must be another screen. Right, is. I think it just ended there. Or did it? Oh no, every human body harbors about 10 trillion bacteria cells, outnumbering human cells 10 to 1. There's been a growing consensus among scientists that bacteria are not simply random squatters, but organized communities that evolve with us and are passed down from generation to generation. Human beings are not really individuals, they are communities of organisms, says microbiologist. So there you go. John, you're not alone.
There you go, indeed.
Yeah, you got 100 trillion friends with you, man. You didn't even know.
And I wonder why my finances.
You cut out then. You
Yeah.
wonder why your finances what?
My my finances, that's why they don't last for the end of the month. I've got all those, trillions of feed.
Well, I think those hundreds trillion bacteria love pizza. thin crust pizza with nice cheese.
That'll work. I can do that.
Yeah. So it looks like as you can see in this episode, I cover a lot of subjects, but whereabouts was the religion stuff? Did I skim past it? So I'm talking about evolution now, is it? Virus evolving. We know evolution works, so we know these are these creatures that live in our skin, dust mites and viruses, even smaller. All right, here we go. We might get to the religious part after all that. How are we going for time? Oh yeah, I'm not doing too bad. More people believe in God, in aliens and ghosts than God. Whoa, we're winning. So this is the next header. Here we got the stats, right? So I'm not sure what year it was now. Do adults believe in Ridley's poll? I suppose it's from Ridley's Believe It or Not website, is it? He does museums or attractions. Ghosts, 55% believe. Aliens, 51%. UFOs, 42%. Angels, 27%. And God, only 25%. So God's way at the bottom. So even ghosts are more popular than God. So what's the next one? Believe it or not, by one poll found more than half the adults believe that there is alien life, while only a quarter believe in God. Of the children polled, 26%. I wonder what they mean by children, though, under the age of certain. 26% believe aliens are disguised as humans. Well, 1 in 20 thought they knew an alien, and of those, 1 in 20 suggests their mother are likely the culprit. In the 2011, so it's not that old, census, 59.3% of the population described themselves as Christians. So that's almost like 60% of the population. So if it's in America, they must mean America, I guess, 60%. But then doesn't necessarily mean they were believers. As you Guff poll of 1,500 Anglican clergy this week found 1 in 50 priests believe God to be a human construct, while 16% of priests say they are unclear on what they think about God. So that's a bit scary. Even priests are not even sure, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So what we got next? Oh, yeah, I think I lost the screen there. I'll go back one. Here we go. Vatican City. There could be alien life forms, and believing they exist isn't contradictory to having faith in God. The top astronomer at the Vatican said in an interview published Tuesday. That was probably back in 2011 too, wasn't it? In Vatican paper piece titled "The Extraterrestrial is My Brother," Reverend Josie Gabriel Funes said expansiveness of the universe means there could be life on planets other than Earth. In my opinion, this possibility exists. Funes, the director of Vatican Observatory, told, oh God, I should pass on that one. Astronomers believe that the universe is made up of 100 billion galaxies, each of which consists of 100 billion stars. Life forms could exist in theory even without oxygen or hydrogen. So yeah, so even the Catholic Church has to be changing its opinion.
Say it ain't so.
So some people, well, let's go back to that. Some people think that's because the governments have shown some of the top head people alien bodies, and that's probably they're trying to get them to slowly change the concept through churches or the heads of churches, which kind of makes sense. So everybody can be ready for disclosure. Renee probably has got some thoughts on that. I'm not sure if they're still watching or not. So what's the next one? Next page. Let's have a look. Like I said, have I posted that link there? I think I did. We can post it again just to be sure.
Yeah, it's not that.
Actually, I'll post it to the religious bit here so people can just jump straight to it. God and the religion. What does God jump time link? That's why Todd made that comment. He said this episode I made was a really good one, and it covered all the topics he liked. So yeah, it is a quite good episode I made a year ago. But that one probably took me about 8 hours to put together because you got to spend some time researching it all, taking screen snapshots, and posting it into a video editor. Definitely my T key is on its way out now. So there we go, and on to the next screen. If people believe that life naturally arises whenever the conditions are conducive for life to exist, then the existence of ETs becomes a theological question, a serious one at that. Faulkner said God certainly could have created life on other planets, but it would be inconsistent to what the Bible says, and that's the problem. Maybe they have to rewrite the Bible again. It says that God did not create the earth in vain, but that he made it to be inhabited. Well, the Bible is not geocentric, placing the earth at the physical center of the universe. The earth is the center of God's attention. Humans and not ETs are God's primary concern in the universe, he said. So this is obviously a naysayer. Is it? Or was it the same guy? I don't know. Not sure now. Since there have been a lot of unexplained UFO sightings, well, it's got to be a different guy because it's got Faulkner. So Faulkner warned that satanic deception might be taking place. People who believe in aliens normally believe in evolution and reject Bible. Oh, jeez. Really? Science wins again? These people with normally grasp at anything to disprove God. So we go out our way to disprove God. Do we really? I don't think we do. We just said earlier that we would like the idea that God is actually the universe, and that sort of makes things a bit more obvious, you know. And I don't think we'll ever know. I don't think it's just too much. We don't know how big the universe is. It might be infinite, not finite in size, and it might just go on and on and on and on and on. There could be multiple universes where membranes touch and you enter one into the other. There could be fourth dimensions, multi-universes that way. So yes, there's a lot of things, a lot of theories, and more questions than answers. And I think we'll never ever find the answers, and that's why man needs to get into space. Maybe they'll find some answers that way. That's what 2001 was about, wasn't it? They went into space. And I think it was 2010.
Well, yeah, was that and the fact that they were that life was, proven to be elsewhere and all that good stuff. So
yeah,
2001.
2010 is where they go meet God, wasn't it? QVid's
Yeah.
QVid's the expert on this, so we need him on the chat to explain the whole movie. I sort of watched it and I sort of got bored with 2010. It didn't appeal to me, but he said it was good. So, some movies you tend to fall asleep, drift asleep with them.
Yeah, 2010's pretty good though.
Yeah, it's probably something where I might go back and rewatch it sometime, maybe.
Yeah.
I think it's now we're sort of matured more in sciences and UFO field. Might make more sense. So if anything, we're not anti-religious people at all. And long as they don't want to change our lives, they quite easy can exist. That's fine by me. But I don't want them to change my life to suit what they see as a vision or way they think people should live. Like having to cover your face or what other things. Go to church every weekend or whatever. I haven't got time for that. I've got too much YouTubes to watch. That's true, though. Too much TV to watch. Too many things to read. Too much to learn. So I think I go on to Islam. Is it? Hang on. I know we're still talking about Hebrews here. For Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Here is not figurative, but physical. The literal word is schematized. I don't think I said that right. Looks like I can't cut and paste it either. To transfigure or disguise. And has the same root as metamorphosis and relates to especially to the outward physical appearance. Quite simply, angels have the power to shapeshift, just as abductees repeatedly report their captors have the ability to do. Aliens appeared as humans, often in the Old Testament, and the New Testament tells us that we were too.
Sorry.
Was too. I think that's going to be many. That were too may entertain angels unaware. Tells us that they were too may. I think that sounds right. Ufologists and abductees often believe that the beings we are dealing with or studying are angelic spiritual guides here to help humanity, to repair their environment, to empower the individual. Yada 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 yada. This is pure bull. Oh, I can't say that on a Christian site. Anyway, their New Age doctrines, their sexual assaults of biblical proportions, and their gross mistreatment of human gives them away. They are false workers, intent on our destruction. So this must be a debunker of religion here. I've got here. So I've got some balance. I've got some religious views versus anti. Question: if aliens were proved to exist, how would they discovery impact Christianity? Answer: we do not believe that aliens exist. The Bible gives us no reason. So this is Christians. What is it like? What was it? 60% Christians. This is what they would say. We believe the Bible gives us no reason to believe that there is life elsewhere in the universe. Isn't that sort of arrogant, though? In fact, the Bible gives us several key reasons why there cannot be. However, that has not stopped theologians, astronomers, and science fiction fans and writers through the years from commentating that can't quite read what is long and hard. The debates have narrowed down where the problems would arise if the existence and discovery of extraterrestrial life could be proved. So, to those contemplate the existence of aliens and the impact their existence would have on the Christian faith, commonly discuss the identity and work of Jesus. God sent his only begotten Son, God incarnated, is it, to save mankind and redeem creation. Despite the redemption include life on other planets, or would God have manifested himself on those other planets as well? In the manner of Aslan in Narnia. I thought that was a sci-fi. I think it might be, isn't it? Was it a religious thing? Was it a religious thing? I'm not sure.
Well, I only know about the fantasy one. Well, that wasn't the same, really.
Does only begotten mean only physical representation, or is it more limited, referring only to the human species? Another consideration would be an outwardly sentient advanced life form sin and need redemption in the same way we do. Human life is in the blood. Where is the life of these hypothetical aliens? So yeah, it sounds like a Christian talking there, isn't it? Let's see. So it goes on a bit here. Considering what we know about space and life and the world as the Bible portrays it, we would already have an explanation for so-called alien activity on Earth. Reports of close encounters describe the ethereal, transient, deceptive, and malevolent. Accounts also record encounters where supposed aliens can be stopped by a real, authentic call to Jesus. Well, I've heard that said before. Jesus, make them go away. Everything.
Rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Everything points to the activity of the demons, not extraterrestrials. In fact, it is plausible that a powerful delusion spoken in passage will involve an alien abduction theory to explain away the rapture. The discovery of alien life would have no effect on genuine Christianity. The Bible stands as written no matter what secular theories are advanced or discoveries are claimed. The Bible says the earth and mankind are unique in God's creation. God created the earth even before he created the sun, moon, and stars. Genesis 1. Well, that's not what science says. It's the other way around. We come from exploding stars that then condense and form new planets and stuff, isn't it? Yes, there are strange and inexplicable things that take place. There is no reason, though, to attribute these phenomenon to aliens or UFOs. Is there a discernible course to these events? Is it spiritual or more specifically demonic in origin?
Specific, yeah.
In the final analysis, all conjecturing about what would happen to our faith if aliens were proved to be real falls under the category of God's chatter and foolish and stupid arguments that we are warned against. Timothy 2.16. So I'm not too sure where this article come from. Let's see. Was there any? I think it was from Bible site. Some debate there about what would happen. Let's see. There's another site here, which is similar to what we just read. It's not central belief of Christianity, so whatever they exist or not makes no difference to validity of the Christian religion. You are right in seeing God as not part of the world, as being an alien by your definition, yet he has an immense concern for it and us, humanity in particular. He created us and so concerned for us that he entered into his world and shared our experience of life as human being. This is who Jesus is. Jesus is God's son who came into the world, blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. We heard that before.
Oh, yeah.
So here's another one. There are two groups that might not be thrilled to be lumped together. It's likely people who believe in aliens and people who believe in God. However, a new study published in the journal Motivation and Emotion last month has found that a trait that both these groups have in common, a desire to find meaning in life. The study, which looked at 1,146 undergrad students, that's where university students get paid to do surveys, I guess, found that lack of meaning and a desire to find it correlated to greater belief in aliens. Not only that, atheists and agnostics were more likely to believe in aliens. The study corresponding author Clay blah 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 of North Dakota. I always have trouble with that word. It always gets me. State University told Psychpost that while research has indicated, the people my eyes are a wee bit blurry at the moment, sorry, becoming less religious. Well, we know that, don't we? Millennials are the least religious generation in history of the United States. Oh, you bad Generation M. The more circular, he saw a different interpretation. Secular, I suppose. One possibility is that it is not that people leaving traditional religion are becoming more secular, but instead they are switching to other types of religions like beliefs and interest in pursue spiritual needs. The beliefs about what the study calls extraterrestrial intelligence. Well, that's true. So what else we got? So there's quite a lot of studies here. The article will explore 10 reasons why it's true that aliens are fallen angels or demons. So this is another guy. I'm not sure if he's a believer or a debunker. Obviously a debunker if he's calling aliens demons. The aliens of our time match the demons of fallen angels mentioned in the Bible in terms of their behavior. Like the Bible predicts, aliens never affirm the deity of Christ, nor did they claim to come into his name. Aliens change their stories to delude man into believing their lies. Well, I've not spoken to an alien, so I don't know what they say. One example of this is that before man had been to outer space or sent satellites there, aliens would claim to be from planets such as Jupiter in our solar system. They're not talking about Billy Meyer here, are they? Aye. I think they need to go and do some research in the UFO field again. As time went on and man learned more about our planets, we realized that no one could live on a planet like Jupiter. So aliens changed their story. Now they claim to be from solar systems and star clusters such as Andromeda. Well, yeah, Jupiter is just a gas planet, isn't it? You wouldn't live very long on it. Because I think it hasn't got much oxygen, hasn't it? And it's got toxins.
No, I think it's a failed sun. Failed.
Yeah. Probably should do a Google search on that. So here we go. Renee's back. He's still alive. John F.K. We are going to send man to the moon and back because it's easy. Not because it's easy, but because they are hard. I want to cry. Well, we'll be going back to the moon soon anyway, so that would be a good thing. Where did we get to? So, yeah, Jupiter. What is Jupiter? What's Jupiter made of? Jupiter...
hydrogen.
Yeah, probably. Jupiter made of gas. There you go. Gas giant. Here we go. Composed predominantly of hydrogen and helium. The massive Jupiter is much like a tiny star. But despite the fact that it is the largest planet in the solar system, the gas giant just doesn't have the mass needed to push it into stellar status. So yeah, there's obviously a certain amount of mass before it starts automatically creating fusion reaction, I guess is what they're saying there.
Yes.
So interesting. I wonder what would happen if we had two suns like that, though.
Skin cancer would go up. I don't know.
Well, maybe there might be life on other planets. So maybe, who knows? Maybe it was a sun at some stage, and it got too small, and then went back to being just a gas planet. Who knows? So maybe
it's a star. Could be a star in another dimension. We don't know.
Yeah, I suppose you could throw in all sorts of Big Bang theories in there too, if you want, and sci-fi. So yeah, I think I also add some Islam to the mix here at some stage. I think we've read that one. Looks like I missed a page, have I? Samples from humans, probing them or impregnating women. This is the origin of the known as incubus and succubus. Alien abductions are stopped by invoking the name of Jesus. Yes, we've heard that a few times. Aliens bring ideas to Earth that will help man unite worldwide for a new era of consciousness. Yep, we've heard that said before. Aliens often contact New Ages and occultists and opposed to the Christians. Yeah, I think quite a few Christians get abducted, don't they? This is not always.
It should be.
Yeah, I wonder what the stats is. Probably have to ask Earl. Didn't he say on one of my lives when I interviewed him, he said there was a woman that broke up with her husband because she couldn't accept that the aliens were from another planet and they were actually demons, and she was highly religious or something. I think he said something like that. Yeah, remember the guy drew a picture of his wife in a witch's hat.
Oh yeah.
That was funny. Anyway, all walks of life. Yep. Where's the bit on Islam? Must be coming up. Plus, it's not going forward. Google have suspended me for talking about religion, I guess. Okay, maybe it's
Kind
good.
of we bounced all over the place tonight. Kind of fun.
Yes, we've got to keep it interesting by talking about all these different topics.
Especially the bananas. Space fruit.
Aliens give man technology, but these advancements are usually destructive. Well, what technology have they given? So that's a conjecture there. Aliens often emit horrible color odors. Well, I don't know about that, such as sulfur. Do they? Some call them smell the stench of the hell, since it's a sign of internal fire. I've heard of any smells to do with alien abductions and stuff, but maybe there is something they could look into, I guess, a bit more. Do alien what do we call them? ETs smell, or have odor, I should say. Have odor. They reckon humans smell like what they eat. So if you eat fish, you smell like fish, or if you eat beef, you smell like beef. I suppose that's where the term beefcake comes in. No, I'm only joking. But there's also fish cake.
I was going to say on the flip side, surf and turf.
Surf and turf, yeah. That's actually quite a good mix. I like surf and turf. I like deep sea stuff, and I like T-bone steak. Okay, so what's we got here? Have we got anything that gives us smells? Aliens give off all correct. YouTube. Really, after a technical document, really. Where's Il from MUFON when we need him? We'll need to ask him, do aliens smell of odor? So...
They probably smell like hand sanitizer.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? Or they don't sweat. If they're in like suits, you'd think you wouldn't be able to smell them. But if they smelled like sulfur, that's pretty yucky. So that didn't actually find what we're looking for. I have chronicle responses to alien odors in newborns. Well, let's have a look at that one. That's about human babies, I think, but not aliens. To alien odors. Here we are. We're getting sidetracked. It looks like a book, is it? Volume 28. And FNIR study. Wow. Very prim term. Very prim term. Is that premature? VT infants are exposed to odors released by healthcare products, triggering the terminal and olfactory subsystems. Irritation of the nasal mucus induces pain in adults. We examined whether preterm and full-term newborns perceived trigger mineral odors at different chronicle levels, whether these odors elect pain, and if oral glucose modulates this pain. We performed 44 recording sessions in newborn 12 VPT infants at term equivalent age and 17 FT infants following exposure. So this is like a research paper that's been uploaded to the web. So it goes on a bit here. Oral glucose inhibited pain behaviors and chronic activation. Oral glucose. So what's that? Like sugary water, I guess, or sweet milk, maybe. I don't know what they're talking about there.
Yeah, glucose is sugar.
VPT and FT infants showed trigeminal sensitivity. What's trigeminal? Trigeminal.
Trigeminal sensitivity.
I'm saying it wrong, am I? Trigeminal sensitivity for exposure to alien overs that induce pain, potentially affecting the wiring of the neurocircuits of the newborn brain. Sounds a bit scary, doesn't it? And that was that paper there. You have to download it. Is it one of these ones that you have to pay to download research papers or something? What's it called? Cerebral cortex, Oxford academic. Yeah, it looks like you have to pay, wouldn't you? They're just giving you an abstract summary. So we need to know what that word there is, what it actually means.
Trigeminal.
Well, obviously it means 3 something, doesn't it? 3 pains. I don't know. Here we go. The trigeminal nerve, the 5th cardinal nerve, or simply CNV, is a nerve responsible for sensation in the face and motor functions such as biting and chewing. It is the largest of cranial nerves. So can we see it on that picture? It's a bit blurry, isn't it? So it's up here, is it? No, it is. There it is. Trigeminal root. It's going to here. So it's right there. There it is. Nerve. So there you go. So it's affecting that there, was it? What was the saying again? Sensitivity.
It's cranial nerve.
There was development differences in chronicle iteration related to human maturation and duration of the extrauterine experience. Oh, they like using their words, don't they? Sensitivity to alien odors. So how do they know if it's in pain, though? That's my question. Because you can't ask a baby describe the pain, can you?
Right.
So does it simply cry, maybe? Or do they sort of put sensors on the brain where pain receptions happen? So that's another question.
I think that's about the only way they can do it, really.
Can you detect pain? Detect pain from, what do you call those things you plug on your head? From sensors. Well, they should do that with back problems. If the doctors don't believe you got a back problem, shouldn't they? They will.
Honestly, yeah, I agree.
If you think I'm faking, then put a sensor on me. There is no sensor that can detect pain. Oh, bugger, that's why they don't do it. So when they invent one, we'll all be subjected to it, just to prove we're not lying. The brain scans have been shown to detect changes in brain when the body is experiencing pain. So it has to be done by a big scanner, by the looks of it. Have we got a picture?
MRI.
Have we got a picture? I suppose it's MIR. Can a sensor be made to detect pain? That's another one. There's no sensor. Wearable wrist sensors enable detection of stress, seizures, and pain. So that's last couple of years. Pain detector gives actual pain score. I mean, not sore. So this goes to show, looks like the first one is actually incorrect then. That was July 21st. So they have managed to figure out a sensor. So let's have a look at that one. That's why you got to keep reading multiple things just to verify that that's not been outdated or updated. I don't think we're going to have time to do any MUFON tonight. I think we've sort of got sidetracked. That's thanks to the chatters aside that sort of changed direction there on the topics that we were going to do. But we also got Friday, and we got Sunday, and we got forever. As long as I can keep doing it, to keep looking at stuff. So, but we'll probably be wrapping up soon. You getting tired?
Yeah, actually, my eyes are very, very tired.
We're going up to 3 hours, believe it or not. It doesn't feel like it, but yeah, I only managed to get 6 hours sleep myself today. So the pain detector here. What was the year on that one? A great new invention coined pain, short for pain acquiring instrument, NITO, is starting to be utilized in ERs across the East Coast. Well, there you go. I've never seen them. When was that posted though? Have we got a post date? I can't see a date in there. What did you say? Did you say you found it?
No, I was wondering when that was up.
10 out of 10. Let's see. Ken demonstrated for us. Voila, you are 2 out of 10 in pain. He was correct, as the reporter had been bothered by a right knee pain for a couple of weeks. There you go. So I guess pain releases chemicals that it should be able to detect, is my understanding. And the more pain you have, the higher the thing is.
Chemical?
So I wonder if doctors, when they give you a blood test, they tick something secretly on the form, is this guy in pain? And it's actually proven that you actually got a back pain there. That's you never know. I don't know. I don't know if my doctor's ever done that. They might have done.
I've never seen that.
Never seen it. I posted it down the side there, but I can't find any date stamp anywhere. It's just crazy not having a date stamp. It's got some posts down here though. August 2017. And I guess if we go back, it probably has a date on there too. Pain device. Let's see. Oh, it actually worked. Those keys worked. How about that? So, wearable vest sensors. That was also in June. I suppose is it the same one, or have they modified it already? Let's have a look. Oh, is that the only picture we got? Okay. How do pain detectors work is what we want to know. A new muscle pain detection device to diagnose muscles. And that's 2010, so that's quite old actually. Looks like it's an abstract thing. Diagnose muscles as a source of back or neck pain. New muscle pain detection device and diagnosis of muscles as a source of back pain or neck pain. Okay. Abstract methods. A IRB approved randomized control study is presented of MP 20 patients to identify which muscles was the source of the pain in the subjects presented to the NYU Pain Management Center. The man's history of back pain. Patients were unaware of the diagnosis methods. Subjects were injected with 1 to 3 sites identified via MP, blind physician. Prior to that, the following treatment. So it's like another research paper, I guess. Results. The MPD group reported significantly large improvements in pain, mood, and what's that one? I can't say that. I'm getting too tired, I think. Scores compared to the control. Conclusion appears to be more valid and potential more reliable than palpation to identify muscles causing regional back pain. So normally they just shock your back until you scream in agony. I don't know. That's what it seems to say.
Nice.
So yeah, it didn't actually tell us anywhere how it works. How do pain detectors keys work stores? Suppose. Let's see. How do the anti-theft detectors in stores? That's not pain. How do RFI and RF tags work? That's not it. There's that one we looked at before. It's got to be some sort of stuff in the blood for sure. I would have thought. Or electrical, because it would have to send a signal via your nerve cells. So obviously it might be amount of activity in the nerves, maybe. I don't know. And we're not getting any answers here. Unless I missed it on that. Did I miss it on that link? Because I did scroll down. Pain detectors. How does it work? Let's go back to it.
I've never even heard of that.
No. I like to get one just to play around with it. So does it actually tell us a device, this contraption, so I could actually verify pain? It's easy. You just press the button and put the device on the skin. There you go, near the nerve, near the pain. Then simply ask them their pain score as you press the button. Simply ask them their pain score. What's the said device can sense electrical? Here we go. I scrolled off it too far. Sensitive electrical impulses and pain fibers, and more frequently they fire and higher the score. Well, there you go. So I was right. Either had to be chemical or it had to be electrical. It's also inputs audio waves from the verbalized pain score from thing. I wonder how much they cost. I wonder if they build it into wristwatches. I suppose not really, because it's got like a little thing you have to press, like a nose thing on it, and you have to press it into the knee or whatever. So there he is, put it into the knee, and he had a pain of 2 out of 10 on his knee joint there. I reckon that's pretty clever. So we actually started the stream really early, so I think we should probably wrap up actually, and
yeah,
I have to walk the dog now, and if they're still up, it's coming up to 10:38. I think we've covered a few topics tonight. Time for bed, yeah. I'm not too sure if it was more of a UFO topic than a science topic tonight. I don't even remember all the topics I did. That's why you need to click new topic button, on the video, so it sort of makes it so you can sort of skim. So I'm just going to wind down now, then, John. And who we got out there still? Have we still got
Silver's out there somewhere.
Silver's
Sleeping, I'm
out
sure.
there. Yeah, he's out there. So we're just going to wind down now, guys. So I'll say good night to you, and I'll cue the end credits. And remember, the next one is Friday at 1 p.m., which will be, what is it? What's 1 p.m.?
5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So what's that, 6 p.m. in California?
No, 5 p.m. or 4 p.m. California.
So they might still be at work when we start it. But doesn't matter. We go on to 3 or 4 hours these days anyway on Friday because it's morning. And
Right.
so we might do 3 or 4 hour stream, and hopefully we'll look at some MUFON as well. Okay, Renee, have a good night. And
I bid you adieu.
Yeah, good night, mate.
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. And I'm just going to switch screens and cue the music.